want, what you want.
Welcome to step 1, building an armature for our hands. So the first thing we're going to do is just take a piece of cardboard, place your hand on it, and simply trace around your hand to give you a template. Cut that out, flip it over, put on another piece of cardboard, trace that, cut it out, and that gives you left and right sides for left and right hand. Next, you can use hanger, baling wire like I have here. Measure it out. If you're going to make it the size of a standard hand, just measure from the end of your finger down into the base of your hand. Then take that one piece of wire you have and cut out the other 8 pieces as a template. Then for your thumbs, same thing, remeasure that off from the tip of your thumb down into the base of your hand. Once we have that part completed, next step, just simply going to take some masking tape and we're going to tape the wires complete from top to bottom. This allows mache to stick to them, but it is necessary to do this step. So grab all your wire and tape away. Now that we have all that done, first thing we need to do, any project, is tear up some paper and get ready for some mache and some bulking action. Now that we've got our wires taped, first thing we need to do is bulk these things out. This hand isn't going to be like a skeleton hand. It's going to be more of a human-sized hand, so we need some bulk and some girth to it. Just one at a time, you're going to take a strip of paper, tape it on, roll it up, tape up the end, and just thicken these things up. You know, measure them against your own fingers until they look about the same size and shape what you have. Once you have the paper on there, simply tape it up into place. Now once all 10 fingers are taped up in place like we have here, next step, simply going to take some strip mache and some mache paste, and we're just going to paper mache every one of these, all 10 fingers, one at a time. Super exciting. No, really not much to it, guys. We're just gonna mache these up and set them out to dry. This step's really quite simple. Now once we got those pieces out and they've dried, what you want to do, I want these hands to bend and change, so what I'm doing here is I'm just laying out each finger with my own hand and I'm marking off basically where all the knuckle points are going to be, all the way down to your hand. Your first bend in your knuckle, the main knuckles, and all the way down to where it connects to your hand. Put a line all the way around it. That way on these areas we can take a carpenter's knife, an X-Acto knife, and you can cut all around that line, cut through your mache, and what that allows you to do, as you can see in the video, it allows you to bend your fingers to any shape that you want. So if you want these things to hold a staff or hold onto a ball, it gives you that flexibility to be able to bend your hand in any form that you want. Next, we're just going to glue these things into place. Real simple. Glue the thumb on. Always refer back to your hand if you want. Glue them in the spot that corresponds with natural hand. Very simple. There's really nothing to this. But then again, this makes a great project, and if you've got good hands on your props, your prop overall is going to look so much better. There we go. One hand completed. Now here, trace out a little more detail. That way it's not so round and bulky. Again, I just looked off my own hand. Once we've got that traced out, cut off any excess that you don't like, so that the shape of your hand is more to your liking, and we'll move on to the next step. Now what we have here is a couple pieces of conduit, electrical conduit. I don't know, I think maybe these are a foot long, but to attach these, simply mark down each side, and what we're going to do is just cut a slit using a Dremel tool, right down those lines, and then this is going to allow us to slide this piece of electrical conduit right over the open space in our cardboard for our hand. Now I like my hands not to look so flat, so what I did before I slid the cardboard on, it was I crumpled and rolled the palm of the hand a little bit to give it some shape. And once I gave the hand some shape and slid it on, then just simply hot glue that piece of electrical conduit to your hand. Very simple. Form your hands, form your fingers, and then hot glue your conduit into place. Now to add the wrist or the girth and part of your arm, real easy, just 2 water bottles. These are nice. The water bottle will slide right over the conduit that we have. Also, tape off the edges so you don't have any sharp pieces of plastic poking out. That way you don't hurt yourself later on. But to secure these, just a little hot glue, twist it up in place, and there's our basic armature. Our next step, we're going to take some newspaper and we're going to shove some newspaper inside our water bottles. The only purpose for this is to add strength to the water bottle as we apply our mache. That way it doesn't crinkle up on you and want to break down. So basically you're just stuffing this for no other purpose than just to add strength while we're going to, for the paper mache process that we're getting ready to do. Once we have all this done, again, we're going to have to get some more tape. Tape it into place and run tape all the way over the bottle. Mache does not like to stick to plastic, and it won't stick to plastic. It'll pop back off. So make sure you tape up that water bottle from top to bottom. Now that I got that done, having a look at it, that drop off's pretty quick. You can see that space there. There's about 1 inch or 2 between the bottle and the hand. Just apply some paper in there, adding in some girth. That way the transition from the wrist or from the arm to the hand is more natural and hides that water bottle shape that you have in there. Very important. If you don't do this step, your hand's really going to look odd. So don't forget to do this. Now that we have that done, we're ready to mache. This little stand I got here is nice. It's a little 4x4 block that I put a piece of 1/2 inch dowel in. It holds the hands up and down so you don't have to hold them, and it gives you access to mache all the way around the hand at one time. Then you can just go set this out in front of a fan or outside to dry. If you got some wood laying around, I highly recommend you make one of these stands. It makes doing these hands so much easier. Anyway, the last steps to building our armature is just to mache the bottle. Mache it up to the hand and all the way down the bottle. Put 5, 6, 7 layers on this. Make this bottle as strong as possible. Very easy, guys. Just one piece of paper after the next. Layer it up. More layers you have, the stronger it's going to be. There we go. One hand complete. Now once we get done with this second hand, your armature is going to be complete. We'll be able to set this thing out to dry and be ready for the next step, which the next step is adding clay and molding the features into the hand. So once you get this wrapped and done and tight, set it out to dry, and we'll see you in step 2, where we're going to add clay and sculpt the features of the hand into our hands. I'll see you there.
What you want?